Good morning, students. It's a 6th standard history class. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Without wasting time, let's begin the class. The name of our lesson is Kingdoms, King and an Early Republic. First of all, we'll try to understand what's the meaning or difference between kingdom and empire. Now, kingdom you all know. Kingdom it's limited with area. In kingdom there is a king. It's a countryside wherein they will have 10,000 soldiers, and it's a limited boundary. But whereas you come to empire, it's a big thing wherein you can say 10 countries will fit in. It's a big empire, and the man who is in charge is called emperor. So you can see the difference between kingdom and empire. Something we can say is very small and something is very large. This is the difference between kingdom and empire. This is just for your knowledge, students. Now I want to ask you, students, how do we elect our leaders in this modern era? You all know it, right? Yeah, it's through voting and elections. Yes, and that's how we elect our leaders. You all know universal adult franchise, where whoever has completed 18 years, he has right to, or she has right to cast their vote. Now this is something modern. What about 3,000 years ago? How they used to elect their leaders? Do you all know, students? Alright, if you don't know, I will tell you. Now those days, the people are called as Janas and the kings were called as Rajas. Now Rajas were recognized as powerful Rajas when they performed a very big sacrifice. Whenever they performed a big sacrifice, they were considered as the strongest, powerful king. Now let's find out how they were considered as the powerful king. Now there is a ritual, a sacrifice, which is called as Ashwamedha or sacrifice. It's type of a ritual. You need to understand what this ritual is. If you read the textbook, it's a bit difficult, but I will make things easier for you. Try to listen. Now, for example, I am a horse. Okay, I am a horse. Okay, and back of me there are soldiers. The king's soldiers are there. What they do is this: they tell the horse to wander, to go away in the kingdom, and the horse goes. Then the other king's soldiers are there. If they say the other king's soldiers stop, that means these people are saying we are stronger than you and we are ready to fight with you. So if the other king stops, they say they are ready to fight. But if the other king's soldiers say, no, come, please come, this is yours. That means they have accepted that this king is more powerful than their king. And later on what they do, this king who is victorious will sit down. There will be a ritual in the center saying that is the most powerful. You can see I drawn this, is the most powerful. And there's a ritual going on now. Okay? All the other people who are here, they will bring gifts. This is because he's a new king now, and they'll give gifts. Okay? The king's wives will be listening, his sons, they will be listening on this ritual. The other kings, they're just spectators, they just sit down, And there will be his companion. Okay, charioteer is companion. Okay, there are other priests also sitting here. They will perform the rituals, but he's the main one, the king, who has won the victory. Now his charioteer is companion. Charioteer, you have seen the charioteer. No, chariot you have seen. The one who drives the chariot is called charioteer. Okay, so he will tell about the king. My king is very powerful. He will tell about his valor, his bravery, how many kings he defeated, how many victories he had. So he will tell about this king. This is how students, the ritual. You see here, there are some people who cannot attend the ritual. These people are called as Shudras. Shudras are people, okay, we'll find out in the next topic, okay, who are the Shudras. But these certain people, they are not allowed to participate in this ritual. Hope you understood this part, right? It's very easy. Okay, we go to the next part. And this is called as Varnas. Okay, what is Varnas? Means groups. Now, if you see in society, there are different type of people. There are people in our society, priests. There are, warriors who fight. There are farmers. There are herders. Okay, traders, craftspersons, laborers, forest people, hunter-gatherers. Different type of people who have different type of occupations. There are people who are laborers who are poor. There are rich and poor. Now, there are four groups They are called as Varnas. Four groups which some 3000 years ago this was formed. We'll minutely study about them, their occupation, and especially in India, it is even now these groups are very relevant, still practiced. Okay, the first group is called as Brahmins. You heard about the word, no? Sometimes we only to Brahmins, so Brahmin, they talk about it. Okay, Brahmins, they're mostly priests. They study and teach others Vedas. Vedas are a holy book of Hindus. They teach. They also perform sacrifice and they also accept gifts. Okay, this is the work of the Brahmins. In other words, Brahmins means priests. Clear? The second one we have Kshatriya. The K is silent here. So students, what is called Kshatriyas. Okay, they are more or less like soldiers. They fight battles and protect the people. So they are soldiers. Their main work is this. Coming to the next third one, they are called as Vaishyas. Vaishyas are mostly businessmen. They are businessmen. They are farmers, they are herderers, and they are traders. This is the occupation. Okay? And lastly, we have called Shudras. Shudras are people who are low caste, we can say, low caste. They have to serve the other groups. These three groups they have to serve. And what type of service they give? You know, they bury the dead, they have to wash their toilets, okay, cremation grounds, you know, they have to clean all dirty works these people were doing. That's why they are called as untouchables. That means they cannot be touched. If we touch, we will get polluted. That's what they think, and then they never touch. Even by chance, even if the shadow passes, they go and have bath. This is the mentality these three people have, and this is practiced in India. Okay? So this is the things. Now, okay, from a Brahmin's family, his sons cannot become Kshatriyas. He automatically will become a Brahmin. So Kshatriyas will become, their sons will become Kshatriyas. So they cannot interchange the occupation. They have to be the same, they have to practice the same occupation. So even if Shudra wants to become a Brahmin or Kshatriya Vaishyas, they cannot. They just cannot. This is a system of the society which is still being practiced to say. Okay. Now, for example, I want to give the Hathras you have heard about, right? The rape, the gang rape. The girl, 19-year-old girl from Uttar Pradesh. Okay, this is a village. This village is in UP, Uttar Pradesh, 200 kilometers away from the capital, from the main capital. She was raped. She is from Dalit community. Dalit means they are coming from this part, Shudras, low caste people. 4 upper caste men, they raped this woman, this 19-year-old. And she, after a few days, she died. Whatever it is, I don't want to say anything, but I just want to place before the example how the society works. So still these people are called as untouchable. This girl is called untouchable. Even though it is banned today in our Indian culture, but still it is being practiced. I hope students, you have understood this part of the lesson. We have studied about the kingdoms, how the leader is selected, elected, how what is the Ashwamedha sacrifice you have to know, then the sacrificial, and then the Varnas. Alright, hope you have enjoyed the class, students. See you tomorrow for the next class. Stay blessed and stay safe. God bless you.